Another very important document that governs more of the academic side of your life at Fleming College is the Academic Regulations Policy. That's also found under Policies and Regulations, where all the other ones are. So if you click that, it's a PDF. You can open it up. And what it governs are all of the grades, academic integrity, progression, withdrawing from a course, all those academic issues. One of the things that it defines are breaches of academic integrity. So academic integrity is being honest about your academic behaviors, but breaches of academic integrity include 11 examples, which we see here, which range from copying another student's work to plagiarizing works and materials without sourcing properly or giving credit. There are also definitions including such as things like the academic year, which run from September through to June each year. Things of terms, semesters, grades, final grades, so the difference between a term grade or an interim grade, which are grades that are posted on Desire to Learn, being informal, versus your final official grade, which is released by the Office of the Registrar through your Student Center. Also discussions of status. So if you're a full-time student, you were taking more than 66.33% of the course load and course hours of 70% that would be assigned in a regular program delivery. So if you go below that threshold, you're considered a part-time student. Also, how you define your grade determination. So at Fleming College, to pass a course, by and large, you need to achieve at least 50% of the course. However, there are exceptions. There are some courses which have a higher level of pass rate, given a certain set of conditions, or have mandatory components of a course which are required in order to get a completed mark or a passing mark in the course. Also, prerequisites and co-requisites are described. So a prerequisite is a course that you must take prior to the course of interest. All the prerequisites are listed on the course outline. A co-requisite is a course that you take at the same time as a course in question. The grading system is also very important. The grading system, you will achieve either a pass or fail mark if it's a pass-fail course, or a numerical grade. So that numerical grade for that course is put into a calculated formula that we consider a grade point average. A grade point average is a weighted system that looks at the differing levels or units of a course. For example, you could have a course that is, say, 60 hours across your semester, versus a course that's only 15 hours across your semester. The one that's 60 hours is weighted much more heavily within the calculation for your GPA than the smaller course. So the GPA system takes into account the differences that exist between courses. You might have a 3-hour course per week or a 1-hour course per week, so they're weighted differently. What your grade point system average will do, or your GPA will show you, is your average across your semester and your cumulative average across all the semesters you've taken at Fleming. So when you're comparing these, a letter grade or an A+ grade would be about a 90 to 100 within the percentage range. That would basically be an equivalent to a 4.0 on the grade point scale. So again, GPA is one of those systems that we use here at Fleming. There are many different designations that can be given to grades. So if it's a pass-fail course, you'll receive a pass or a fail. But if it's a numerical grade and you haven't completed all the requirements, you might be given one of these different designations. Incomplete, grade deferred, exempt, withdrew fail, withdrew pass. There are a lot of different designations here, all of which are described in detail. So if you ever need to know, they are found within the academic regulations. Another important thing to remember is the release of final grades. That occurs through the Student Center after that course is finished. So if it's a 15-week course, that occurs in the week following. If it's a 7-week course, that occurs the week following. Those are released from the Office of the Registrar through your student portal. Another thing to keep in mind is academic progression. In order to move from one semester to the other, you need to achieve, of course, a certain level of academic success. So you need to achieve a GPA, a grade point average of at least 1.0. If you fall below that, you will be considered on academic probation. There's a series of steps that follow from there. So just keep in mind that your academics are very important. You need to keep and be aware and talking to your coordinators and your faculty about your academic success. One of the other most important things to keep in mind are withdrawals and registrations. So you can register for a course, for some courses I should say, there are exceptions, till the 10th business day of the college for a 15-week course. Those dates are of course compressed for a 7-week course. So again, those dates are listed here and also on your academic schedule calendar for the year. Withdrawals. To withdraw from a course, there's a procedure which is listed here, and also withdrawing from the college, there's a procedure listed here. One of the other things to keep in mind is academic behavior. We've touched on this a little bit in student rights and responsibilities, but those are also important elements that academic behaviors are also essential to keep in your forefront. Academic integrity is essential. We've looked at the breaches briefly of academic integrity above, which are defined, but those breaches carry some rather severe consequences. So, for example, in your first documented breach of academic integrity, you'll receive a 0 for that evaluated activity. Your second official breach of academic integrity, you'll receive a 0 in the course in which that breach occurred. For your third offense, suspension from the college, and fourth offense, permanent expulsion from the college. So it's very important to keep academic integrity first and foremost as you go through your academic career.